Hey guys, welcome to the YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about something that I've been paying more close attention to in the past couple of months. And that is streaming resurrecting physical media? Now, people who own physical media stores, I think a lot of the secondhand market have seen a surge in people going back to physical media. Now, it's not everyone's going to run out and collect every one of their favorite movies on physical media. That is not what I'm saying. Don't twist it. What I'm saying is more collectors are saying like, oh, well, I don't know what they're going to do with Sailor Moon. So I'm going to go out and buy Sailor Moon. I'm going to have that in my collection just in case streaming decides to erase it. Or likewise, I'm going to go and get 28 Days Later because for whatever reason in my country, I don't know if it's in Australia, but people have been saying this is not available on streaming. I haven't checked it, but I have heard that very much on the internet. And it must be true because it's on the internet. But there is so many things out there saying, is streaming forcing people back to physical media? Now, in the early days of streaming, we have to look at it as everything was just on Netflix. It was kind of convenient. You had one streaming service with everything. So you look at it and you say, okay, one streaming service with everything. I can pay my $10 a month, access just about everything I could ever possibly imagine, and that is a great deal without ads. And these days it looks like, okay, I have to pay 17 different streaming services. I have to pay 10, 15, 20, $50 for some of them in terms of sport. In terms of YouTube, they keep going up, but there's so many different ways to access all the media. Amazon have different options in there where you can subscribe to other channels. But it just keeps going up and up and up and up to access everything you used to access on one streaming service. And likewise, while piracy has always been around, piracy would have been starting to spike again because people are just getting sick of having to source all their content. And in cases of Star Wars and that, they can't even get the versions they like on streaming. Like if Disney had the original theatrical versions available, not these ones here that you're used to seeing since 1997. I'm talking about the true theatrical versions. It might get people to subscribe and be like, okay, I'm a bit more forgiving because I can access the original cuts, instead of fans having to restore it themselves. So piracy isn't what piracy used to be. But also it shows that people are getting frustrated. It's just a matter of people are so annoyed having to have 40 different streaming services to access everything. So here's what you're going to see. And also a lot of these streaming services have ads now, like their ad tiers. Some of them you won't have options to skip ads. But we're starting to go towards the cable model. And a lot of people are just getting frustrated with having to pay for something like that. So you're going to see a resurgence in physical media. And this is what I truly believe. I've seen market stats to show people are buying again. And as shops continue to get rid of it, like I've seen JB really start to pull out of the market. I've seen, certain places are starting to really get rid of physical media. But it's probably the worst time to get rid of physical media. I'm looking at you, Cash Converters, because I did go to one of your stores and I did see that there was physical media section was gone. And I was like, okay, so they obviously see no value in that. Probably at the worst time too, because it's starting to make a comeback. Because here's what happens. People remember what was there before, at least if you're a certain age. Like, I'm a millennial, so yeah, I'm in that era of remembering going to the video stores, remembering going to rent. People remember what came before. And in this day and age, yes, there are no more rental stores. But people could still go to a secondhand shop like the Salvos or whatever and buy probably 10 DVDs for $10 or whatever, There's still ways to do it. And people are understanding that, okay, this is probably the closest I'm going to get. People are going that route because they can watch their favorite movies over a course of time, and they don't need to return them. That's one thing that really puts people off the video stores back in the day, having to return it. So you have the best of both worlds. You get it for cheap, and you can keep it. But here's the thing. Streaming services are removing titles and moving them around to the point where people are just getting frustrated. And so you have two camps. You have the ones who are going towards the secondhand route, saying, you know what, I'll just get the DVDs I like. And you have the ones going towards piracy, because that's the other route. It's always been there. It will continue to be there. It will continue to thrive and survive and whatever. But here's the thing. You don't get the experience. Like I saw this VHS in a Salvo shop, a Salvation Army. And look at this. This is an experience. Like you get the cover for Beverly Hills Cop. And yes, I've also got Beverly Hills Cop on 4K. I'll just show you the comparison. Now, people do collect videos and laser discs and stuff like that because it's an experience. Now, where is Beverly Hills Cop? Because I did think I put it over here. It's somewhere. I moved all the sections around and now I can't figure out where I put it. Oh, it would be in action, wouldn't it? Yeah, Beverly Hills Cop. Here it is. Unopened. Look at this cover. I like 4K, but look at that cover. Pretty bland, you would have to admit. Pretty bland. Yes, it's got Eddie Murphy on the front, but look at this cover. You get that aura to it as well. Same images on the back, but look at it. It's night and day. Of course, this is an older format as well, but it has a charm to it. It has somewhat of a charm to it. You don't get that same charm, regardless of whatever you look at, on a digital format. It's all at your fingertips, and it usually starts autoplaying before you even say you want to watch it. So this is what I'm trying to say. Physical media is coming back because people miss the charming nature of it. People miss that you own it. That's another thing. You can purchase stuff online. It doesn't necessarily mean you own it, which a lot of people are starting to figure out. Yeah, I've bought this movie on iTunes. I've bought this movie on whatever, on the PlayStation Store. I bought my Discovery content. And they keep constantly saying they're going to take it back. And I bought that content. What's wrong with that? Like, I should own it. True ownership, and yes, you don't own the copyright when you buy a physical media copy. You do not own the copyright. But it's a big say to say, okay, I own the Joker on 4K. Warner Brothers is not going to come to my house and say, oh, you know what, we've lost the license to that. Jamie, you're going to have to give us that 4K copy back. To quote Charlton Heston, from my cold dead hands, you know? That's the thing. Sorry, that was such a cringy part. But, you know, what I'm saying is no studio is going to come and pursue you over getting that. And likewise, look, there are movies that just aren't on streaming. There's a great movie that I have downloaded to a hard drive, and I will mention the title, and it's called The Game Changers. It's a movie about Rockstar Games, starring Daniel Radcliffe and Bill Paxton. That was never released to physical media. And Rockstar sued, I believe it was BBC over it, for producing that documentary around the production of GTA San Andreas. Now, it's essentially a very hard movie to get. It is out there on the internet from what I've heard. I got it in the very early days before they even took it offline. But I got it because I knew where it was heading when the lawsuit started. And I was like, I better download a copy of it just to keep it for safekeeping. And then likewise, every copy was pulled from online. I don't know if you can get it as easily, but that is essentially an erased title. And that is not available on physical media. That's not available on streaming. There is no legal way to watch that movie. And as we look at that territory, like 28 days later, people say they can't purchase that on a digital store. They can't stream it. There is no legal way to watch that online. Now, obviously, physical media, that leads people to either physical media or piracy. And this is a topic that I'm going to keep bringing up. We're in a market right now where if people don't want to have 40 different streaming services to access everything they want, yeah, some might sign up for a trial, some might keep renewing their trials, some might whatever. But people are just getting to that point where it's becoming the modern cable network. And it's going the same way as cable. It feels like cable has made a comeback in the digital space. So people want to feel like they own their content. People want to know that, okay, I might not want to watch it right now, but I want to watch Austin Powers in, say, 6 months or whatever. People might go out and buy a DVD or the 4K or whatever of this because it's their favorite movie. I really like this movie, that's why I bought it. And I did a review on it. Really great copy. But, you know, people might want that on their shelf saying, you know what, that's one of my favorite movies. I should probably have it. I don't know what streaming's going to do. And likewise, I don't know what version I'm going to get. Like, obviously, the version on there is the international cut. Previous cuts in Australia from Umbrella were the United States cut. So it removed Orange Sherbet and so on. So, you know, there are certain aspects of you can choose the cut you want. Like, obviously, I don't like the modern Star Wars cuts, meaning I can go back to DVD and get those versions. I can get Laserdisc. Or, you know, there are unofficial versions that do very well at doing the transfer and preservation. Now, I won't call it piracy because they are preserving something that the studio is not preserving. But here's the thing. I think as streaming starts becoming more matured, we're going to start seeing more people go back to physical media. Because, look, physical media is ownership. It is something you can put on your shelf and know you have it there in 3, 4 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years. It is there. It's yours. With streaming and also with the online space of ownership, digital ownership, you don't know if it's going to be in there in 5 years. If you purchase it or if you have your subscription, it won't be there. And you're paying a recurring fee of subscription. You don't own that. You don't have ownership over it. Yes, it's a clean look because you have nothing, you don't have to have a disc there, or a player to watch it, but it's still something that I think a lot of people are going to start looking at as, oh, we don't own anything, especially when it hits the fan and, networks go down, natural disasters happen, and you get to the point where so many people are going to start looking at physical media. Now, it's not going to be a huge rush, but I think so many people are just like, I'll just get my favorites, and, if I have Dr. House or whatever, I have Mr. Bean, I have, whatever, I can get by with just watching my favorites, and I know that if the network ever goes down, I can watch my favorites and I'll be happy and I can survive, This is the thing. Have become too we've become too reliant on streaming, and I think people are starting to realize that the old ways still hold their value. And this is why I think streaming is resurrecting physical media. Thanks for listening, guys. If you like that take, like, subscribe, drop a comment. Please follow the Instagram because I am posting there daily, or at least as much daily as I can. And I will put 2 videos over here. I hope you will watch one of these, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.